Hello, so for this presentation, I'm going to be talking about presentation anxiety and how to manage that anxiety. When I think of having to present to my fellow peers or classmates, I panic immediately and my fight or flight response kicks in pretty quickly. I can't seem to think of new ideas and my brain just goes completely blank. My heart starts to race, my hands start to sweat, my face starts to get red, I start fidgeting, and I overall just cannot stay still. An example of this is in my freshman year of college. I had to present a research project that we were working on throughout the entire year to our fellow classmates, and it was a complete embarrassment of a presentation. My speaking rate was increasingly fast, as well as my heart rate. I was fidgeting with my hands and with the note cards that I had in front of me. I was sweating and my face got really red, and when I realize my face is red, it gets even more red, which is not very fun. I overall just completely bombed the presentation. We had slides that were next to us that we would present with as aids to help us, and I kept my eyes glued to the screen and I read everything that was on those slides word for word. Through lectures that I have watched and to that textbook I have read, I have found that my favorite method to combat this anxiety is thinking of the presentation as a sense of play and kind of thinking it more conversationally rather than as a speech itself. When you do this, you kind of allow for your body to recognize the anxiety and be like, hey, I know you're here, but we're going to use this to our advantage to kind of create that better presentation. One step of this method is being willing to laugh at yourself and make jokes of yourself. When you allow for this, your body is able to loosen up as it can kind of take a huge deep breath and be like, okay, it's okay we make mistakes. It's okay to laugh at yourself. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. Another step of this method is allowing for questions and allowing interactions with your audience. When you allow for this, you keep engagement up so people are paying attention to you, which is great, but also it allows for a ping pong or back and forth kind of effect where all the eyes are not on you, but they're also on the audience. So it kind of feels more of like a huge group conversation rather than, hey, I'm doing a presentation, let's freak out. Kind of creates, like I said, that conversation. Another step of this is varying the styles of how you present and your tone as well. When you vary your tone, you don't become monotone, which can become very boring. And when you realize that your presentation's boring, you almost want to speed it up. So you want to talk even faster, which can kind of push that anxiety right back up when you realize that people might be bored. It also will help with retention, as when you vary your style, people will see, oh, she's changing how she talks in this section, or she's changing how she says this, to kind of ignite thoughts within the audience as, oh, I need to remember this, or I need to remember how she said that. Overall, when you use a sense of play in your presentation, it allows for the presentation to become more lively rather than a dull, full of anxiety presentation. It limits that adrenaline and anxiety that's in your body, which is pushing out normal responses that do happen with presentation anxiety, but allows you to use it to your advantage, creating an overall very well presented presentation. Thank you.